Ready. That's bullseye. Last Minute Man, and we're back on the range. I'm with my good buddy, Mr. Obvious. And Mr. Obvious, what are we talking about today?
Oh, LR308 and
the AR10.
Yep.
And that is a Diamondback AR10. It is not a Armalite 10. It is the original Eugene Stoner design, though. And we've got our LR308 here that we have built, an American Gun and Pawn. And we're just going to shoot both of these today. We're actually going to zero this Romeo 7 on Mr. Obvious's AR10 here. And I've got a Romeo 5 on mine. I'm going to get dialed in. And just for close quarters, we're saying out to about 200 yards where we really want to be effective. And of course, with these red dots, as we've shown in the past, we are capable of taking them out to 400, no problem. But within 200 is really the range I'm wanting to be excellent at. But we're going to test these out and kind of go over the differences between an AR-10 and an LR-308. We've gotten a lot of comments on our previous videos on these where people were saying different things. And we'll post all of our sources and references where we get our information. But without any further ado, let's get out here and get some shooting. Okay, so Mr. Obvious is going to test this red dot and some skills out here, and he's going to fire 2 shots at the 50, and we basically have these rifles zeroed for 50 yards, and then he's going to take 2 shots at the 100 and see what kind of drop he gets and how she does. But the 50's right here, the 100 is here, and we'll go up and look at him when he's done.
Ready?
Go when ready, Mr. Obvious.
Chambered, safe off, ready to go. It hit high.
You went way high. Did you aim low that time?
I held at the bottom of the target.
Okay.
So it's raising. We zeroed at 20 yards, so it's raising.
Okay, go ahead out there to 100 and see where you're hitting. Aim dead center at the 100 and see what happens here.
I'm gonna put that red dot right underneath the black dot.
Where are you aiming there, Mr. Obvious?
Just underneath the black.
Oh, okay. It is hitting way high. And you're consistently hitting right. So that tells us the zero there at 25 yards kind of throws us off. I figured we'd be darn near close to 50.
Yeah.
But let's get down there and look at these and see how it looks.
Mr. Obvious, we see that second shot you did hit. Explain to the folks at home where you aimed.
I aimed right there dead center and hit just over the top here. So the second shot, I hit right at the bottom of the plate, dead center, and it still hit right.
So it was pulling to the right a little bit, and we'll zoom in here at 100, and you can see you hit high right. You hit right next to the bullseye 1 shot, and then your next shot you were about 4 inches and to the right. And so
I kind of adjusted on the second shot so it'd be a little more center. So
okay, so we see that zeroing at 25 yards, you're closer at 100 than you are at 50, but it definitely throws you off. That bullet's still lifting.
Yeah, still ready.
And I want to explain real quick. I'm shooting a 168 grain full metal jacket, and Mr. Obvious was shooting these Winchester 149 grain full metal jackets. So I don't know. We'll see if there's really a difference. We zeroed them both at 25 yards. So I'll hit this at 50 and at 100 and see what happens. I'm gonna take my hat off. All right, we ready, Mr. Obvious?
I am ready.
I'm not. I gotta put my ears in. I'm glad I caught that before I shot. That's why we always ask, are you ready? That's for us too. Yeah. So, all right, here we go.
Got his earplugs in, he's good.
I am ready now. Safety's off. Okay, here we go.
Both shots just above flight.
All right, so I put my second shot, I aimed low. Okay,
Yep.
so just to show that it is way overshooting there at 100, so we'll have to re-zero. But let's look at our group down here,
All right.
see how we did. So you ready?
All right. What'd you do last minute, man?
All right, so I am dead center, and you can see I'm a 1 inch spread on my 2 shots there. So it was shooting consistent, but that bullet is still rising because out there at 100, and you can zoom in on that, out there at 100 yards, I was hitting way high. I hit a little left on my second shot, but the second shot I aimed at what would be the belly button region.
Yeah.
And you can see I'm hitting them high in the shoulder. So what does that tell us? Zeroing at 25 yards is obviously throwing us off a little bit there.
Okay.
Ready?
All right, Mr. Obvious is now shooting one of my 168 grain bullets. He ran out of those 149s, but we made some adjustments. Let's see how much better it shoots here. And he's aiming at the 100 yard. Fire when ready. That's bullseye. That's hard to see with this wide angle lens.
Yep.
But right there, and he hit bullseye on it. So you're right where you need to be. And I think those 168 grain are a lot more consistent.
Yep.
But we're going to make some adjustments to mine and see if I can't do the same. All right, Mr. Obvious. So I adjusted this down 8 clicks. So I'm going to take a shot there, dead center, and see if I'm where I need to be.
All righty.
Here we go.
You hit just to the left of bullseye.
All right. Yeah, he's got a scope out now. He's got that. We got an extra scope out here.
Yep.
All right, so that's where I hit.
Yep.
I think I'm pretty happy. Let me do this one more time, see if I'm stacking there.
All right.
I hit a little high that time.
Yep, you hit just above bullseye.
Yeah. All right. Well, pretty sweet. So she's shooting right where she needs to shoot.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do our AAR now. And we are back with our after action report. And what do we have to report today, Mr. Robbie?
I'm going to report pretty good shooters with these red dots once we got them zeroed in.
Excellent shooters. Really, really love both these platforms, the AR10 and the LR308. And real quick history, the AR10 was developed by Eugene Stoner. He is the guy with the patent on him. And he did that with Armalite, I believe. The LR308 was designed by DPMS, and to the best of my knowledge and the best of what people say online, it was to bypass the patent for the AR10.
Yeah.
So it's basically the same rifle, functions the same. It's just an aesthetic thing, and you can look that up. I'll flash some pictures up where the AR10 has a bigger angle at the back where it connects to the upper and lower fit, and the LR308 is more rounded. Now, we had some different discussions on our other 308 rifle videos that we did, and we had some people that I believe there's a little bit of confusion about the AR10 and the LR308, and by all means, don't take my word for it. There's a lot of resources out there. I use gunbuilder.com, has a great write-up on this, and I'll flash just a little picture of the screen there of their website. But go over there and check it out. They will tell you, they list everything that's interchangeable between an LR308 and an AR10 and everything that is not. Okay, so for all intents and purposes though, all AR10 parts work in an AR10, and all LR308 or DPMS style work within an LR308 or DPMS. Some of them are interchangeable, but not all of them. And the bolt, which is a major one, is not interchangeable on these. So be aware of that. One thing I will say, and this has been an excellent rifle, loved it. But we started having some malfunctions, both Mr. Obvious and I. And we had some magazines that wouldn't work, and they were AR Stoner mags. And it didn't feel like the recoil spring had enough power. So we took out the old recoil spring and replaced it with this Wilson Combat spring. And what I believe is happening, and I think some people do this, it's a way, it is not the way, and it's not the way I would recommend doing it. I believe they take AR-15 springs or possibly AR-10 spring, and they're cutting it down to make it cycle easier. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I would say go with the right kind of recoil spring and adjust your buffer, if anything. You know, you can put tungsten weights in these, you can get adjustable ones, and you can add different weights and slow it down, speed it up, that kind of thing. All bolts are not the same. Some are heavier than others.
Yep.
And, you know, stuff like that. But I'd say start with all the factory spec parts, should we say, and go from there. I wouldn't recommend cutting them down. That does not work. So, and that can cause you some headaches in the future. But the gas block and everything on these are great. That faction barrel, I can't say enough good about. I mean, we saw it there; it was shooting pretty tight.
Faction barrel's great.
Yeah. Now this on your AR-10, this Diamondback here, and I believe Diamondback uses their own proprietary barrel, and but it's chrome lined. It is a thicker profile. It's more of a military profile, I'd say.
Yeah.
But what say you, Mr. Obvious? What do you like, good, bad, or ugly about this over this, or vice versa?
Oh, I like both of them, man. Both of them sweet shooters.
Yeah.
I mean, it's preference, you know, at that point, what do you want?
Yeah.
Flip a coin, heads or tails.
Yeah.
That's where you're at.
I would say your forward assist looks like it's placed a little different in these from the LR308 to the AR-10.
Yeah, it's a little shorter, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more pronounced here. And whether or not that's, again, check that out online over there at Gun Builder. They'll tell you exactly what's interchangeable with what. But I will say I like them both. The only consideration is it seems like you see LR308 stuff all over the place.
Yeah.
And it seems to me that AR-10 stuff seems to be less readily available, or at least in our area. So those are things you got to consider. What's the hot thing in your area? Perhaps the AR-10 is the thing that's more popular. You can just do like Mr. Obvious and buy one of each. Then you don't got to worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
So it is nice. I really like this rifle though. It's shot great. I'd say you did a good trade on that. The fella got your 6.5 Creedmoor,
Yeah.
which was an excellent gun. It was that Tikka.
Yeah, it's a tack driver.
Yeah, and it is a tack driver. But you got a well-functioning, excellent AR-10 here. I can't say anything negative about it. It's shoots like a dream. I like the trigger on this an awful lot too.
Got a good trigger.
I don't know what it looks like a mil-spec style trigger when I broke it down and looked at the internals. But yeah, it's actually, you're right at like a 5-pound pull on that. So that's really nice.
Yeah, the only negative I can see to this, it's got that plastic safety on it.
Yeah.
I need to change that out probably.
Yeah, go to a metal safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can put a little more ruggedized parts on it. Honestly though, it's like I always told people with the Mossberg shotguns, people, oh man, it's got, you know, an aluminum frame on it and it's got a plastic trigger guard. Yeah, but you know, unless you're beating somebody over the head with it, I don't think it's gonna matter. In normal use, you're never gonna break those things. But it is something. I'm like you, I kind of like having the metal.
Yeah.
You know, but that's just more than anything personal preference. You know, but yeah, I'd change out your grip too. It's got the standard M4 grip on there.
Yeah.
And I'd change that out. But I like, it's got the Magpul stock on there. I like that. And I mean, it feels good in the hand, you know, and something like this, I like having a red dot on. I think a red dot does make it a little nicer.
Yeah, I like that Romeo 7 on there.
It's faster, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I really love those scopes, especially that Strike Eagle you got on your designated marksman rifle.
Yeah.
But yeah, a good red dot is great to have. It's good for transitioning and picking up multiple targets quickly. So and that's the name of the game, looking as tactical as possible.
Yeah.
So I will say I really do enjoy this. We enjoy all of your comments. We love hearing from y'all. Like I said, if I'm wrong on anything, I will absolutely have no problem admitting I'm incorrect.
Why don't you just say you're sorry now and get it over with?
Yeah, just, there you go. Yeah. You calling me sorry? All right, but anyway, yeah. So, like I said, check me out. Go to gunbuilder.com, and there's other resources. And you know, I don't really get into the minutia of things, but you know, overall, generally speaking, I think I've covered the difference between the two. I mean, it's not, you know, like some people call a Springfield Armory a 1911 clone. It's not a 1911 because it doesn't say Colt. Okay, guys. You know, they were making during World War II. There were other companies manufacturing. Remington made some 1911s, and you know, so you know, there's just some contrarians out there, but that's all right, man. That's all right. That's what makes the world a go round. All right. So, anything to add, Mr. Evans?
Well, you can satisfy some of the people some of the time, but you cannot satisfy all the people all the time.
Yeah, that's why I didn't get married. Just stay away from that. Keep your expectations low, people. No,
Yep.
But, all right. So, well, with that, everybody, remember, keep your knives sharp, keep your powder dry.
Subscribe to Last Minute Man and watch us on
Rumble.